Welcome back to Success with Steven. My name is Steven Smith. On this channel, we discuss all things financial literacy. And today we're discussing an often overlooked but incredibly powerful financial institution, First Tech Federal Credit Union. This credit union accepts everyone and also has some very high credit limits that we're going to discuss today. I was recently pre-approved for up to $35,000 on one card and being told that I can get limits up to $50,000 on another card. I'll also be showing you step by step how to become a member of this credit union, and we'll also determine which one of these cards might be the best for you. And last, we'll go over the data points for approval for these credit cards. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Some of you may or may not be familiar with this credit union, so let's start with a brief overview. First Tech Federal Credit Union, also known as FTCU, is a not-for-profit member-owned credit union serving technology-oriented companies and their employees. They offer a range of financial services, including personal loans, credit cards, home loans, saving accounts, checking accounts. FTCU is well regarded in its financial stability and is considered well capitalized. First Tech has over 650,000 members and over $12 billion in assets with 36 branches, located mostly in high technology business centers, California, Colorado, Oregon, Washington, and a few other states. Next, let's discuss member eligibility. So if you're within First Tech's field of membership, then you'll meet some of the following qualifications, but there is qualifications that anyone can actually adhere to. So if you work for one of the 900 plus partner companies like Amazon, Microsoft, Intel, and there's an entire list of any eligible companies. I put a link in my description if you want to check those out. You can also join if you have family or someone in your household that is already a First Tech member. Also, if you work in the state of Oregon, you live in Lane County, Oregon, or the other two ways that anyone can join is if you belong to the Computer History Museum or if you belong to the Financial Fitness Association. Anyone can select these options when you go to open your account. Now, some requirements of opening this account: you will need to start a membership savings account with at least $5 minimum. You'll also need to open up a First Tech Rewards checking account with at least $10 minimum. So in total, you'll need at least $25 to open this account. First Tech also will perform a soft pull on your Experian credit report. You will need to lift a freeze if you have one in place. If you do not lift that freeze, you will not be able to complete this application. Once your application is completed, you'll receive a confirmation email in 1 to 2 business days, and you'll receive another email confirming the final status of your application. Now, I'm going to walk you through the steps of becoming a member, and after that, we'll talk about the credit cards. Currently, we are on firsttechfed.com. If you want to become a member, this is where you'll need to start. You'll want to scroll up to the very top of the screen and click on Become a Member, and this is where you'll see the option to join now. You'll want to click on that, and then you'll be brought to a screen where you can enter your personal information in order to open the account. Now you're going to enter your first name, your last name, your email address, and your phone number. My recommendation is to always use information that can be verified, the information that's on your Experian credit profile. If you don't, you'll make it harder for First Tech to identify you, and it'll just prolong this process. Next, you'll be asked to enter your home address, including your unit or apartment number if that's applicable, your city, your state, your zip code. You'll enter your social and your date of birth. Next, you'll be asked to enter your employment status. Now, it doesn't actually matter what you put for your employer if you're going to join one of those associations that we mentioned. However, if you work for one of the 900 technology companies, you can already become a member that way. So I suggest, again, checking that link. But for now, I'll just put, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to put self, and then I'll put just the position as self. And they want to know what's the best option that fits me. So you'll want to bypass all of these and go to the very bottom, and you'll go to none of these fit, join a partner association. And then you can choose which one you would like to join. And then you'll want to consent to become a member of the selected association. The first year membership fee for the FFA or CHM will be paid by First Tech on your behalf. Subsequent years will need to be maintained by you should you choose to continue. But if you cancel your membership with the partner organization, your First Tech Federal Credit Union membership will not be affected. This fee may be reported as interest to the IRS on a Form 1099 INT. Please consult with your tax advisor for questions concerning your tax reporting. So really, you can join even if you don't continue with this association. Next, you'll be asked to enter your residence type, which should be U.S. citizen. And then you'll want to choose your identification document, which can be your driver's license. You will need to enter your ID number, your issued state, the date that it was issued, and the expiration date if that's applicable to you. You'll also be asked if you want to add an additional applicant. You could just select no and then hit continue. And then after that, you will need to fund the account. There's two ways that you can do it. You can manually enter your information, or you can instantly link a bank account. I think that's the easiest way. If you do that, like most banks, they're going to use Plaid. Plaid's going to ask you to enter your phone number, confirm the information, and then you'll be able to link your bank account to this application. Now, once you've linked your bank account, you'll be asked to enter at least the minimum of $10 to open the checking or $5 to open the savings account. Once that's done, you'll check the box that authorizes First Tech Federal Credit Union to initiate a one-time ACH withdrawal. So you want to make sure that you do have those funds in the account. They will be withdrawing from that in order to open this account for you. And if you scroll to the bottom, you'll be asked if you want to receive a debit card for this account. You can select yes or no, depending on what you would like. Then you'll be asked about overdraft services to protect your account. Usually I decline these. I don't really like overdraft, but it's up to you. Then you can select no, opt in or opt out of discretionary overdraft if you want some, they call it coverage, but it's not something that I would think would benefit you. And once you select those options, then you can hit continue. All right, the last part of the application would be the disclosures. Highly recommend that you always read these. I've already done it, so I'm just going to check it. Then there's the IRS withholding section. So if you've been notified that you are subjected to back taxes, you might want to select that option. But if you do, it could affect the account being open. So I'm going to select no, I am not subject to backup withholding. And then if you scroll down, there's a Telephone Consumer Protection Act that has to let them know that they're going to be communicating with you through cellular phone and other wireless devices. For this, you can either select I agree or you can skip it. That just depends on what you would like. Once you submit this application, you will then get that email confirming that it has processed. In 1 to 2 business days, you'll get another email confirming that your account is open. But keep in mind, if your Experian credit bureau is frozen right now, you will not be able to complete this application. So if you haven't done it yet, unfreeze it, hit submit, and then you're good to go. Switching over to the credit cards, first up, we have the Choice Rewards World MasterCard. Now, one of the highlights of the Choice Rewards card is the absence of fees. Common in some other credit cards, but this one has a $0 annual fee. You also can earn some rewards. You earn 2 points per dollar that you spend on several everyday categories: gas, dining, electronics, grocery stores, household goods, medical expenses, telecommunications, but all others will earn 1 point per dollar spent. There's no cap on the points that you can earn, and they never expire. Now, the points are basically worth 1 cent each when you redeem them for cash. So 1,000 points would have the equivalent of $10 in cash back. In addition to cash back reward points, they may be redeemed for travel, merchandise, gift cards, and other things. There is a minimum redemption amount that can vary on the redemption type. Cardholders must have at least 2,500 points to redeem for cash. And there's a great offer that you get when you open this card, at least at the time of recording this video. New Choice Reward cardholders will earn 20,000 points by spending at least $3,000 within the first 60 days of account opening. That's basically equal to $200 that you'll get when you spend $3,000 and open this credit card account. The maximum credit limit for this card is $35,000. And the minimum credit limit is $10,000 when you get the Choice Rewards World MasterCard. Next up, we have the First Tech Odyssey Rewards World Elite MasterCard. This is a good card for people with good to excellent credit who not only want to earn bonus rewards on travel and dining, but could also benefit from a relatively low APR, which is as low as 11.24% at the time of recording this video. Cardholders can earn 1 to 3 points per dollar, plus an initial bonus of 30,000 points for spending $3,000 in the first 90 days. That's worth right around $300. There's also no annual fee for the first year, but after that, there's a $75 annual fee. Now, the First Tech Odyssey Reward World Elite MasterCard gives you a very high limit. There has been limits reported for this card of $100,000 with the minimum being $25,000. Now, I'm going to give you my experience with this at the end, but in my experience, I was told that I could get this card up to $50,000. But, once again, these are reports that I'm seeing up to 100,000. So this may be the one for you if you're looking for a very, very high credit limit. Next up, we have the Platinum Rewards MasterCard. Now you get the benefit of earning 1 reward point for every dollar that you spend, and you can earn as many as you would like. There's no maximum to the amount of points. They never expire, and you can redeem them for travel, for merchandise, events, activities, charitable donations, gift cards, statement credits, etc. There's plenty of ways to redeem this. Plus, you earn 10,000 bonus points when you spend $2,000 in the first 60 days of your new card, once again, at the time of recording this video. You'll also pay no annual fee, and there's no cash advance fees, which is a very unique feature. There's no balance transfer fee. There's no foreign transaction fee. And this card has a maximum credit limit of $25,000. And I know this card probably looks the exact same as the previous card, but it's slightly different. This is the Platinum MasterCard, and it's solely meant to be for balance transfers. And to be honest, this is probably one of the worst cards that you can possibly get, especially from First Tech. This one has a balance transfer with an APR rate of 11.24% at the time of recording this video. There is no annual fee, no foreign transaction fee. And I mean, you get the benefit of that low rate. But other than that, you don't get anything else from this card. You're not going to earn reward points or anything like that. No spending bonus. And to be honest, that APR is not competitive. There's 0% APR cards out there. So I don't recommend getting this, but it is an option for you. And this card can have a maximum credit limit of $25,000. And the last one on our list is going to look almost exactly the same as the previous two that we just looked at. But this is the First Tech Platinum Secured MasterCard. Now, this is a great choice if you are building credit. Your limit is secured by the refundable security deposit, and you'll get all the great benefits of the Platinum Rewards MasterCard. You also get on-time payments that are reported to the credit bureau, so you can build positive credit history every single month. And then you earn the $1 reward point for every dollar that you spend on your Platinum Secured MasterCard. There's no limit to the number of points that you can earn. They don't expire just like the other one, and you can redeem them for all the same things: travel, merchandise, gift cards. You pay no annual fee. There is no balance transfer fee. And the odd part is there's no cash advance fee for the secure card. I mean, it's pretty cool that they don't have that. It is very nice. The APR is also very low. It's 13.25% for the APR. That's really good for a secure card. And it's not to exceed 18% APR at the time of recording this video. And one more unique feature: you can get a secured deposit for your credit limit line of $500 to $25,000. Now, I have not been able to speak with them and confirm this information, but this is information that has been reported. You can have a limit up to $25,000. So there are some people who make a lot of money, but they're working on their credit actively, either to rebuild it or they have a thin credit profile. It's not too many places where you can get a $25,000 secure credit card. And once that is refunded and it becomes unsecured, there's a great chance you might be able to get that same line. I would definitely call them and ask all the details, because I'm not sure. I've never had this secure card option, but I do think that that is a very, very great option if you are that person in that particular unique scenario. And, great for improving your credit, especially with minimal fees, low APR, getting that high limit, and then getting it unsecured could be your way if you have bad credit to scale up to a $25,000 card. So guys, let's finally talk about data points. Now, before I actually talk about the data points that are on the screen, let me give you my experience with this credit union. So the pre-approval that I got was for the Choice Rewards MasterCard. Now, when I applied, I didn't know the difference in limits with each one of these cards. I did need to link my bank account As most of you know, my primary bank is Navy Federal. So I did link 3 of my Navy Federal accounts. I believe that was to verify my income and how much money that I had on hand. This was an Experian credit pull. I had 2 hard inquiries at the time. About 30 minutes later, I received an approval, and it was, I guess, a pre-approval for $35,000. They did ask me for proof of address as well. I sent a utility bill, and about 25 minutes after that, a representative called me to inform me that I was approved. And he talked about the max limit being $35,000. He also told me that if I wanted to switch to the Odyssey, the max for me would be $50,000. So from what I gathered, you could apply for more than one card. That hard pull that you get is good for 30 days. Now, one thing I did notice, First Tech has some pretty good personal loans and some other products. I don't know if they pulled from Experian, but in the future, I'll probably be doing another video covering some other products and things that they offer. But this was my experience, and this was the data points that I gathered. At the time of applying, my score was 775. That was my FICO 8 score on Experian. I had 2 inquiries. They were already 6 months old. Utilization was less than 10%. My average account age is 1 year and 10 months. I have no derogatory marks, no late payments, and my most recent credit card was opened 13 months ago. After doing some research, I would say that if you have a credit score of at least 680, you should be very good to get approved for a lot of the products with First Tech Credit Union. Now, I don't know if that will give you the maximum limits or exactly what that would entail, but you would be likely to get approved. Now, all of my personal credit cards right now have credit limits that are, at least my lowest card now is $16,000. So I do have pretty high limits on all of my credit cards at this time. And that's on the personal side. I don't have a lot of personal credit cards. I really like to keep it really, really tight. The rest of them are all business credit cards. And I try not to really add too many credit cards to my personal account because I don't want to hurt my average age. So for credit scores, I think 680 and up would be fine for you. As far as inquiries, I do think that you could have more than 2. You could probably have a lot of them as long as they're at least, I would say, 6 months old. I think the age of the inquiry matters more than the number of inquiries that you have. To play it safe, I would probably not try to have more than 5. Utilization for me, as like a hard rule, I keep it 10% or less at all times in case I need to apply for something. So I would just say try to get it 30%. At the very least, 10% would be better, and below that would be excellent. Your average account age, at least 1 year, would probably be good. And I would say no derogatory marks and no late payments. And I would just try not to have any recent open credit card accounts, at least have them be 90 days old. There was a time where I was applying for things, and I noticed that if I got a brand new personal credit card, it took at least 90 days to be able to at least qualify for the next one, because they would tell me I had too many newly opened accounts or too many recently opened accounts. And if you're someone who's actively working on your credit right now, the only thing I could suggest, get that secured card option. Of course, give them a phone call, get all the information that you can, have them tell you how long does it take for the account to actually graduate. You know, gather all that information about graduation and what you need to know. That way you're prepared. Put down whatever you can as your refundable security deposit, and then treat it the same way, and then use the same thing that I do with every credit union. You open up a CD. You open up additional products. You leave money in the checking and the savings for at least 6 months. And then after that, once your credit card has graduated, then you can look at getting credit limit increases from that point. Thank you guys so much. If you have joined this credit union, please drop that in the comments below. I would like to know. And if you were approved for any of their credit cards, let me know what limits you were approved for, and give me your experience with First Tech Credit Union and how you're enjoying them thus far. If you know anyone who can benefit from this information, please share it. Please like it so that it can actually get seen by more people on YouTube. And thank you so much for watching. You guys have a wonderful day.